Hello everybody and welcome back to LMM. And as you might be able to tell, I'm sat in the middle of what was once a Jimney. So with that, welcome to What's Broken Now. So the observant amongst you may be able to see that some things have indeed changed with the Jimney. Notably, once I have the steering wheel this side, so I've now made it a left-hand drive machine. But it can equally become right-hand drive. It's very convenient like that. So where I'm sitting now used to be within the Jimney, not on top of it. And it's got quite a lot lighter. And I can see the engine. Now, I'll be honest, there has been a lot of discussion at just trying to make it work in this stage and drive around like this, because we think that'd be hilarious. But needless to say, Matt's been quite busy, and it's kind of evolved to we're getting quite good at taking things apart in the shed. This is a whole new level of disassembly, because the body's there.
So what I'm doing right now is literally the last bolt holding this together. I say holding it together, this is actually just holding wires to the thing, but this entire front clip is now actually mobile. So give us a moment and we're going to lift it up. Right. Am I just trying not to flex it too much because we are tied together in the centre.
You're still attached to your fog lights.
Ah, so are you.
How do I disconnect fog lights?
I know exactly.
I've disconnected mine.
No, keep holding it for a second. I know exactly how to disconnect these.
Are you going to snip it? I've already disconnected mine. I've disconnected mine proper.
Oh, did you?
I've done it, yeah. It's just it's the cable, you just pull it out. It's that cable you've unplugged.
Oh,
it just comes through the hole.
Ah. I want to use my cable snippers though.
You now can reassemble it, man. Like, that is the plan. I know we're good at disassembling.
I was just going to cable snip the lights where they were attached, not the actual cable.
Oh, I see.
You're just going to be like... Wow, it looks bad.
No, look at it now. Look at that with these. Look, it looks like a proper little off-road.
Do you know what the best thing is? Is that if I put some side indicators on it here, and then rig those up as headlights, that's almost road legal.
I like disassembly.
Yeah. I just really hope we reassemble as well.
Looking at everything else in here, the odds aren't good.
I know they're not.
Come on.
This is a fairly extreme disassembly for us as well, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, this is just parting out level. I have disassembled myself.
Yeah, this is not the correct thing to be doing.
Did you tell me the other day that the correct stop for this
is the roof?
It is meant to go on the roof. There isn't a strap that goes in here.
Can you chuck me that? Yeah. Right, we are free, I think. The bolts aren't in anymore.
The bolts aren't in, and so we can just where we go? Yeah, we're going to lay it on top of the.
Probably a really bad idea, but then why not? Ah.
It does look quite bad.
Right, just pop the bolt back in.
I only have one bolt.
Yes, you did only have one on that side.
Oh, was that what that held it in?
There's quite a lot on this car. I'm noticing that there's one bolt where there should have been several. Also, I just looked in there and I've seen the amount of bits of car which are actually in the scuttle.
I am more interested in the snail.
Well, the snails are normal in scuttle panels. The bits of car I'm more interested in. Shouldn't be in there.
No. That's it. I'm just thinking about doing a service on this.
Yeah.
In the future, is it actually quicker to pull the side of it off so you've got full access to everything?
Yeah, potentially.
Because this is wonderful to service. This is the problem with modern cars, that you can't just pull the front wings off to be able to access your engine.
With like 6 bolts.
This is what's gone wrong with cars. It's why people don't. I think actually it's genuinely why people don't get involved in vehicles so much anymore, because modern stuff isn't accessible. You can't work on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas
something like this, you can literally just. Oh, I've got. Admittedly, this has been modified, and someone has very wisely removed all the Phillips heads and actually replaced them with 5mm hexes. But the fact that I've just gone around with a 5mm hex and now the front is not connected anymore, I think that says something about the vehicle.
It does mean, I suppose, if it gets damaged, like if we take it somewhere and we unfortunately roll it, and damage the front end, it's pop it off, pop a new one on, or pop it off, then beat it back into shape.
Yeah. It's the best thing about cars like this and why they are so great off-road, because they're rugged.
This is genuinely one of the best things I think you bought. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. And the fact of the matter is I probably only need to remove about 6 other bolts and then the actual body can come off.
I mean, that's the same as the Lotus. They use 6 bolts to hold it.
Well, no, but when I say 6 bolts, I mean just like these, like things connecting the engine bay to the thing.
Oh, that's horrific. It's wonderful until you think about it in any other way, like only 6 bolts holding me together.
Oh, no. There's more bolts on the chassis. I'm just saying that, like, connecting all of these cabling bits and, like, brake boosters and stuff attached to the body, yeah.
The Lotus is 6 that hold it onto the frame.
Yeah.
It is 6, whereas...
This isn't a lot more, I'll be honest.
Is that the entirety of your loom there, going through there?
Yes, this is all the loom which goes into the car.
Oh, that's going to...
There's a little bit which has some lighting on that side.
I was going to say, half of that's just going to be your headlights and indicators.
Yeah.
That's unreal. This is a wonderfully simple and wonderfully brilliant.
Everything is now disconnected on this car. There's a couple of last minute additions which me, Morgan and our friend here have just gone through. So, yeah, we're...
Why is there a pen?
I don't know.
I might use that.
Right, everyone ready? Is this going to be a 3, 2, 1 or is this going to be a just struggle?
3, 2, 1. On your count, boss. On your count.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow.
Right, stop. Okay.
Yep.
Can you guys take the weight?
I've got the weight.
Yeah, I got the weight.
Oh, there's no way for me to go.
Put it down on the side and come round.
Hang on, we need to get it over that lever first before
Yeah.
we put it down.
You go more.
Oh, do we need to
Right,
put it down, Matt?
Yeah.
You go.
Lower it down, Matt. Right, we're opening. Oh, we're almost off the car.
Yeah.
I'm stood on top of the...
It's quite heavy.
Right. So, good one. Watch fingers as we go down, don't forget. Fingers out the way. Right, no, don't put it down on your side.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, I let go now.
Oh,
You can get your fingers out the way,
oh, thank you.
and I can do that.
I was like, what are you thinking of doing?
No, because I could use all my weight to do it.
No, that was brilliant. But my only downside of that was I had the ridge, which is the seal,
Yeah.
into my hand.
Yeah, same, but I had gloves. Flawless victory!
You know what? That actually wasn't too bad either.
No, the actual frame, apart from this bit here, where
There's a bit of pressiness there.
Yeah.
But actually, the frame of this is pretty solid.
How small does it look now?
Oh, it looks tiny.
It looks like a one-person go-kart now.
Can we make it that?
Because if you mounted a seat here, extended your steering wheel back, had 2 pedals there, you've got your gear shift up here.
Let's scrap this. Let's scrap this. We don't need that. Let's just scrap this bit, and that's your car.
I'm surprised that worked though. I'm genuinely surprised we just got that
See,
off.
it's that first time that we've actually said we're going to do something like this, and it's gone to plan.
I think so. Are you finding rust?
This is, by the way, if you haven't
No,
noticed, this is
no.
Morgan's favourite activity in the world. Is finding somebody else's vehicle and just trying to find how much rust there is in
That's
it.
what I do.
Well, I like to see how much problems there are. This looks good on like your other vehicles, right?
There, this is pretty solid.
You just need, I reckon you just need to spray a bit of
I'm so happy to get these
I'm
off. It just looks
This
like
has been a long time coming as well.
Yeah.
Also, I think the biggest thing that this has done throughout the whole thing is how small is the engine and the
How
transmission?
small's the entire car?
It's just but this is
Job
good.
done.
Actually, this is a lot better. I didn't. To be fair, I thought it'd probably be okay from poking at it when we looked at it before.
Oh yeah, I knew the frame was solid.
But I am pleasantly.
It's the bodies that's wrong. The frames are like, you see how thick the steel is.
So we might need some new rubber mounts.
I have a box set of them.
Oh,
Just over there. All the way from India. 'Cause that's the only place you can get new parts.
They still make this brand new in India, probably.
Yes, they do.
Do they actually?
Yes, they do. This chassis is still underneath Maruti Suzuki's.
Maruti's.
Maruti Suzuki's,
I
yeah.
like the sound of the Maruti Suzuki.
Yours. Next stop India is buy Maruti Suzuki just for Lawrie.
Yes.
That's a tongue twister, that. Maruti Suzuki.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
The rather slightly worrying thing about all of this is Matt is becoming, well, bordering on competent with what he's attempting to do. This is now available to get to all of it, that we can clean it up, put that special anti-rust, undersealy magic wax, whatever, choose your appropriate brand, to mean that this can go off-road and be fine and finish off what we need to do on there. So I thought, well, if Matt can disassemble something, surely I can do it too. And there's some bits I need to get on with the NX, where we see a little bit of surface rust and nasty stuff creeping in. And after all, I mean, just how hard could it be? No, it appears to be coming out. Okay. No, it is slowly coming out, yeah. Yeah. It's going.
I've just seen a screw. I mean, how stupid. I've just seen a screw for this plastic panel that's behind the suspension strap.
Oh, nice. So, Japanese cars are famously rusty and rubbish, and it's one of those stereotypes, but this is rubbish. I know it's right underneath, so of course it's going to have rust and stuff coming to it, but right in there, it's just so aggravating because I can't get any of these out. Things I don't get with this car, I've done all that was here, yet it's still moving. There's nothing on the outside. You can see there, and then I pulled away this piece of plastic trim inside there, and you can just see there's some bolts. So somehow I've got to undo the bolts there to release the front bolt. This is just the worst piece of design. And a follow-up to my previous bit. No, it's just sheared it. But that should mean that the bumper now comes off to that point, which means, oh god, what do I have to take off now to free off? I love this car, don't get me wrong, but this is just a terrible, terrible bit of design. What you're about to witness is the result of about a month's work and at least 3 sessions in the shed. But I think, if I'm correct, I've now released every single clip on this stupid epoxy. There's another bolt. Oh god. Forget all the drama. There's yeah, okay, never mind. We'll try this again later. This is the story for literally every single bolt on this epoxy car. Everything needs to be cut off. Nothing comes off as it should. Hopefully this time I'm correct in that I have removed this from everything that is. 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. 3 months. And
But Lawrie, the bumper's not off.
no, but it is here.
Oh dear.
Matt, how good are you at welding paper thin stuff together? With a curve in it.
It depends, do I own it or not?
Temporarily, maybe?
No.
Oh god, it's knackered in there as well. Oh. Balls. So I think this is all starting to get a bit looser. That is it. That would be the front part. This has been a successful day. It's taken about 3 months to get to this stage where I can actually remove the front of my car. Well, that's all right, except plastic. So that's fine. And what I'm left with is a very sad looking skeleton of a front end. The biggest challenge with this to start off with was there is absolutely no documentation anywhere on exactly how it goes together. The NX is a conversion basically from the Sunny, so there's lots of documentation on the Sunny's front end, but the NX's front end was kind of slapped on there with somebody going, that'll probably do. And lots of things are just hidden, so you sit there having undone or snapped or sheared or lost half of the bolts that you think you meant to, and the thing still remains, and you're sat there going, but it surely should move. And then, oh yes, look, hidden here, there's more bolts. And then hidden here, there's more bolts. And of course, that none of those bolts actually want to come off. Now, although this is a relatively short sequence, this has taken me about 3 separate times coming to the shed to achieve this little. It has been an extremely painful process. I didn't think it could possibly be that difficult. And where I am now, I've still got to pull out the snap bolts and drill them out if they refuse to come out, and then re-tap them. And then I've got some more bits to take off, like the steering rack. Then I can actually start doing what I set out to do. I have attempted many things in the shed, and this one may have been the single most annoying and difficult and challenging that I have ever undertaken. And I'm really starting to understand why Matt just hangs his bumpers back on with cable ties, because that's going to be a nightmare to put on, and I can't imagine anything that would cause me more grief. Apart from, of course, the digger. So today I'm back working on the digger, and it's a very exciting day because I've been given this, a heavy duty puller. You put this end here over your bolt, and then you do this end up, which pushes this rather heavy duty thread. You can just see there, yeah, all the way, and will free off whatever it is. And without a shadow of a doubt, will solve all of my problems. Because as soon as I try to put this over the top of the bolt, I realise there's a piece of metal in the way, which means that it doesn't work. I can't put this on there. So I'm on to plan B, which is just disassemble it until the point I can actually get the epoxy pipe off it. Because my landlord wants me to move some stuff and do a bit of digging. I'm like, I have a digger, I can do that. So I really want to get this pipe sorted. So my new plan is that clearly this is not going to come off from there. So if I can put this onto here, and undo this piece here, hopefully. Yes. If I can undo this thread, then I might be able to pop this bit off, and if I can pop this bit off, I might be able to pull, because if you, oh, God almighty, if you remember, this is the offending pipe which is leaking, which I can't get out because it's trapped in amongst all this. But if I can remove this bit and that bit, I may be able to squeeze that through the gap down there. Maybe. So, success. We've managed to put pressure behind that, and Matt hit it with a hammer, and that's popped out. Problem is, it's now spinning, so I've had to put a pair of mouldies onto there to grab it, to stop it, so I can actually undo that bit of it. So, joy. And finally, after months, yep, that was all I wanted to do, because now this pipe here goes there, and it's free. Fantastic. Presenting the pipe, which has given me all this grief, and presenting the 2 spares, totally untested, and I don't know which is which, but you know, that's exciting. What's going on here represents the accumulation, end of many months of work. Because that banjo going in there, doing up this line, yeah, this has been a oh god, something went click. This has been a challenge. So that's now there. I can do that up, and I can do the lines back up, and then we can see, oh my god, we can do a fire up. That's exciting. This is, I've said it before many times in What's Broken Now and our videos, I'm working on this, but this is the single worst designed pile of absolute, I can't say it on YouTube, that I have ever touched. It is terrible. And you know, I love my stuff, and I will defend them against anything when the others take the mick out of them and say they're terrible. This is genuinely terrible. This makes working on Jupiter, which I normally hate, seem like an absolute doddle. It's just, it's awful. It genuinely is awful. I've just seen the wiring there that's going for the main battery terminal, and that's awful as well. Yeah. Right, twist. Yeah.
the way.
Light cluster from the Massey Ferguson.
I've replaced the wrong pipe. After all of that, I've replaced the wrong proxy pipe. This time around, I've got the offending pipe off, and you can see, yes, that is very definitely knackered because the two things have been rubbing together, so they've ruined each other. So, now the question is, do I put back the one that I took off previously, or do I try the other spare one I had? Now, you may notice there's a lack of a steering wheel now, and Matt, as you probably heard, came up with this lovely idea of why not remove the steering wheel, and it has given me a tiny little bit of extra movement that I needed to be able to get a spanner onto the wiring is out of the way. There we go. Move it out of the way. Onto the nut round here that puts the banjo onto the one of the
Steering box.
the steering things for the power steering. So that's one banjo, which is now slowly being. Hold on. Righty tighty. That. Oh, let's do it up and not undo it. That would be a very bad move at this point. And hope that I've got it in correctly, it's in the right way, and that this will seal, because I never want to do this again, basically.
Well, not the cabin way.
No.
I just heard a sad Morgan
I heard a
noise.
sad Morgan noise and it brings me joy.
I'm hearing sad everyone noises, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice. Wait. Just when you think it's all going wrong and you're really struggling, just hearing somebody else failing, it just makes everything better. It makes you feel fine about life. Right. This has been, without doubt, the single most challenging thing I've ever done. But I now have the hydraulic lines back where I think they should be. The steering wheel's been put back on by Matt. So the next stage is to fire it up and see if the rams do indeed turn the same direction if the wheels. If they do, huzzah, happy days. If not, I've then got to disassemble bits again to try and work that out. And if they do work, then I've got to put the rest of the steering linkage back on, and then this can actually go outside again for the first time in time.
Well, I mean, this is all like reliant on the fact that the replacement pipes you've got don't have holes in. Because if these leak as well, then we have a serious issue.
Oh yeah, no, I said earlier, and I'm saying again, I'm taking on Wednesday, I'm going to go see a friend of mine, and I'm taking the old pipes, and I'm asking, I need new hydraulic lines are these made up, because it's a tight fit there, and it was made tighter with a hammer and a piece of wood to gently persuade the pipes that they need to go back into place. Now, the fact that they are in place is good, however the pipe has a fairly nasty kink in it, which was there beforehand but it's been made worse, and another one. You know how pipes are normally round, this one's now flat, so they may not last particularly long regardless.
So replacements.
They're going to be replaced. So much work needs on this, it just, if it worked and we could keep it working and then restore it at some point as a rolling resto, that'd be lovely, rather than I have to take it all to parts. Now, I said several times during those clips that I would be getting some proper pipes made up, basically regardless of what happened. And that is something that is now happening. I've sent away one set of the pipes with a little note attached going, please can I have these made out of rubber? So hopefully they'll be done in the not too distant future and they'll just go on without any issues and the digger will restore back into life. And some of you may have realised at this point that this episode is, well, slightly shorter than our normal running time. Don't fret. What we're doing now is we're going to be speeding up what we do in the shed and why we release it to you guys. Because rather than getting one a month, you're going to be getting 2 episodes of What's Broken Now a month. So they're going to be a bit shorter because realistically we only have 2 weeks now to get on with stuff, but less, more compact, and so you won't necessarily see everything that's been going on in the shed in that period, or it may just be a featurette on one particular thing that we've been working on. It's all very exciting and we think it's going to be wonderful, but who knows at this point. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, hope you've enjoyed it, And stay tuned for the next What's Broken Now, where we see, hopefully, some progress goes on. And with that, I'm going to see if I can take my left-hand drive Jimney, and when I say mine, I mean Matt's, for a drive. Because somewhere there should be a steering something here to plug the wheel in, right? And if you have enjoyed this, I'll have clicking somewhere there for the other What's Broken Nows, once you understand where on earth this thing came from. Terra, there's no dash. How do I even start this without a dash? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh God, that moved.